Hi there. Before this video starts off, I'd just like to say that this was meant for a school project, and of course this is all just irony. But if you guys like this sort of content, I'd love to do like more music related content like this. Anyway, without further ado, here is the terrible project I put together. Enjoy. Many people think that music is very diverse and that there are different feelings that each genre may give off. However, this is not the case. One great example of this is how classical music relates to hardcore music. Some may argue that one of these so-called genres of music is a lot harder and more angry in tonality compared to classical music, which is generally looked at as calm and soothing. However, classical music is also angry. Take a look at Rage Over a Lost Penny, otherwise known as Rondo Capriccio. This song has a lot of fast parts in it, and is overall very incoherent, and the dissonance that is presents this emotion of anger within the music. This is exactly like hardcore music. The melody is often hard to make out and is everywhere, so why wouldn't hardcore be considered classical music? The influences classical music has within hardcore are very apparent. For example, within the song Louder by Lil Texas, it is clear that the fast piano from the Beethoven piece mentioned above is a large inspiration within this song and inspired many other hardcore artists. The way they arrange their music practically puts them right at the top with Beethoven himself, and their music will go down in history and be remembered just as the music of Bach and Stravinsky will be remembered. Some imbeciles believe that hardcore has absolutely no tie to classical music and hardly relates to this type of music because it is EDM. I don't know very many classical music artists aside from the ones I named, but I know that they all have influences on every EDM song ever made. Therefore, they are a heavy influence on hardcore, by fact. It is said that people play classical music in the background if they are doing an activity, and the same can be said for hardcore. One may headbang to either of them, making them practically the same genre. There are hardly any differences between the two. They both were structured by musical artists, for example. They both incorporate an assortment of notes in order to create rhythm and melody. And lastly, obviously, they both vibrate the air, creating sound waves when listening to them. A good friend of mine informed me that some genres of EDM sample music, therefore there have to be samples of this classical music within hardcore itself, basically making the genre classical music. In conclusion, the style of hardcore and the style of classical music are not actually separate styles nor genres, but are in fact the same style of music, and deserve to be treated as such.